Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Ricky Warwick here from Black Star Riders, and you are watching CMS TV.
There you go. Nice. That was like the dumbest edit ever. Wasn't that from Scott?
Yes, it was.
Scott, Keif Scott.
Yep.
Yeah. And he started with that bad word.
Yeah, Scott Clark.
Yeah. He was fun.
What happened to him?
He's still out there, I think.
You think?
I see him every once in a while. I'll see a post from him and he'll be like, I'm putting in a satellite tower in Oklahoma or somewhere, wherever he is. I don't think he's in Oklahoma anymore, though. I think he's
in Texas or something.
Yeah, somewhere, wherever he is. You know, and I don't know what happened to Anita. I'm sure 10 years in the grave by now.
Bad word.
I mean, she was what? She was 90 when we knew her.
Exactly. Scott and Anita.
Scott and Anita, our parents.
Right.
Neely's parents.
Exactly. It's too funny.
It's good stuff. That's old school.
I'm Scott.
I'm Anita.
And we're Neely's parents.
And we're listening to the Classic Metal Show.
You have to get your parents off the radio, Neely. This is embarrassing.
I don't care what anybody says. Those were good days for us, man.
That was funny.
That was that whole thing, and us trying to have a commercial show with this show.
Right.
Like putting in all the edits and everything from this show on that station was an adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, it used to take me forever to put those shows together.
Trying to make a clean show out of this show.
Well, and then Scott didn't want us. Remember, he didn't want us to do a different show.
Right.
He just wanted these, but he wanted us to just edit out the F words. And we weren't willing to dumb it down any.
Yeah.
Like we weren't going to be like, oh, fiddlesticks, what's going on here? You know, we weren't willing to do that.
Sure. So
we just went with it. And I mean, some of the episodes, it would just be like, I can't beep, like beep, but beep, but beep. It was like, Jesus, but he loved that.
Nice. I don't know. That was just an interesting time. What did that last? About 2 years? Did we?
Yeah.
Just about 2 years.
Yeah.
On the rocket.
That's right. But for us, look, and I've said it. I don't know if I ever said it on the air, but I know I said it to you. I never gave a crap about any of it other than the fact that we were in the Rev's backyard.
Sure.
That's the only thing I cared about, was that we were in Oklahoma on the radio and he couldn't get a radio job.
True.
And that made me happy.
Yeah. That is funny.
Too good.
Yeah. See, I was looking see if I could find. Oh, let me see. I think this is Robert Lamb from the band Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Doing an ID for the Rocket.
For the Rocket.
There we go.
Hey, this is Robert Lamb, and you're listening to 104.7 The Rocket.
The Rocket.
That was for what, like Thanksgiving or something?
Yeah, it was a special Thanksgiving episode when we did the whole Mikey thing.
Yeah, that was funny all by itself. And one of the greatest, if you guys ever want to find a time when me and Neely did not curse, but still did a killer segment, that's the one.
Yeah.
The Mikey reviewing Sundown by Gordon Lightfoot.
And
the Lemon Song or something.
The Lemon Song, yeah.
Or no, Traveling Riverside Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Squeeze My Lemon.
Till the juice
runs down my... What does that mean, Mikey? I can't say that.
Now he's an esteemed lawyer.
Yeah, now he's a lawyer. Back then he was just a smart-ass kid.
Yeah. So what does that mean where he does things in a room where you don't discuss?
I can't say that.
But it's just so funny how suggestive and dirty some of those early songs were from the 70s.
Yeah.
They were so covert in what they
Mhm.
were saying, but if you really listen to it, you go, "Holy shit! Is he talking about fucking some chick in the back room?
Right?
Is he talking about jizz running down his leg?"
It's too good. And me and you and I did it flawlessly without swearing at all. Like we totally did an FCC friendly broadcast
Yep.
and let the little kid be the dirty part.
Yeah. Let him be the one to talk about all the suggestive lyrics.
Yep.
So
That's good stuff there.
Yeah, that was funny, man. That was a fun show for because the KEIF staff had Thanksgiving morning off, so
Right.
we were the KEIF
Morning show.
morning show for Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah. Dude, what I used to love when we would do that show, and this is old school. I can't believe we're in the first segment. We're doing memory lane stuff, but
Yeah, that's fine. Just a warm up.
I used to love how you and I would spend time on Google beforehand, and we would like learn the names of like the places and stuff.
Oh yeah, like the city streets and some of the local establishments, and
we would just make up just horse shit. We'd be like, dude, I was down on Canal Street by Dave's Auto, and and we would like know some things, and then we would start getting emails from people like, oh, where can we meet you guys at? This is great. We were just making it all up.
Yeah, I was down at Alice's donut shop this morning, and I ran into so and so, and then I went over to Ross's Five and Dime.
Yeah, we were just making up shit. And Scott would send us like emails like, yeah, they're having like a barbecue or a cookout or something over at this place. And we would be like, yeah, maybe we'll see some of you guys out at the cookout this afternoon. We would just make up any kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's funny.
I remember at first we were saying that we were flying in just to do the show each week.
Right.
We used to talk about, yeah, my flight got in a little late, so I'm just getting here to the studio now.
Just theater of the mind.
It really was. But we had fun. We did have fun with it.
Yeah, we did. It was just such a goof.
It was a goof. It was so weird. I still remember when he approached us and we both were like, huh?
What are you talking about? He said, we can't do this show on your radio station.
And he's like, oh no, I want it. This is what I want. This is what I want. I'm like, okay.
Yep. Well, we took a couple hours out of the week to record a show.
Yeah.
For them, and did a show on KI. Did we aired on like Friday nights, right?
I don't remember when we aired.
Yeah, I think we aired on Friday nights, like between like 8 and 10, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But we were always the host at any time there was a holiday.
Right.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. We did all the holidays. And remember that one guy hated us.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was, that guy hated us.
Yeah, he didn't like our style of radio.
No, he thought we were the young whippersnappers coming in to change his glorious station.
Right.
What was that guy's name? Dave or something?
Yeah, I don't
remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't like the language you guys use.
Yeah, I don't like your timber.
Did we use the term freaking and he didn't like that?
Yeah, he didn't like freaking.
Yeah,
that was one of them. Like we tried a little bit. We were like, this freaking thing is pissing me off, and he'd be like, I don't like that word, friggin'.
You know what frickin' means? You know what that's an acronym for? That's a substitute for?
Yeah, we do. That's why we're using it.
That's why we didn't say the real word.
Yeah, that's why we're using it, dummy.
Yeah.
That guy's probably dead too.
Yeah.
Because he was old as hell then too.
All of them were old.
Yeah, they were all. It was all a bunch of 70-year-olds, a bunch of senior citizens.
Yeah. These shock jockey guys coming in here.
Yeah, they're ruining the rocket.
Yeah. This is a clean family station.
That's right.
Just terrible.
It was, but it was fun.
It was. I agree. It was fun. It was just and probably one of the funniest, weirdest coincidences when Scott put Tommy Two Tone on the show with us.
Right.
And we had the connection with the Snake Man.
That was so good. But what was even funnier was the comedian in front of remember that guy?
Bertha Bangers.
Now forget even before that. The one guy that was going to be so radical against us that we better prepare.
Yeah, because he's just out of control.
Yeah, he's so out of control.
Yeah. Wow, he's got a raucous sense of humor.
Yeah, and then we took to just smoking him.
He's just like, this guy's just crazy.
Yeah, we smoked him, and then we smoked Sister Bertha Bangers right behind it.
Right.
In one of the still probably my favorite segment of all time on the show was the Bertha Bangers.
Yeah, because you knew that there was no limit.
Yeah.
To what you could say or do.
Yeah.
This guy here, he was trying to be, stay in character and be this nutty, this nutty
crazy church lady. Yeah.
Yeah, the nutty church lady.
Yep.
And it just didn't work because you were just dropping F-bombs on him and, making all kinds of suggestive.
Just that whole pontiff. Did you ever jack off the pontiff?
Yeah, did you ever jack off the pontiff and catch his cum in his hat? What?
Yeah, it even came out of character. That was good stuff there.
That's some brutal stuff, but Scott Clark, for whatever reason, liked us. I've never met Scott. I know that you went and had lunch with him.
Yeah, I did. I had lunch or dinner or something with him. Yeah, one day. Yeah.
Well, he liked to play the whole theater of the mind thing too. Is when he called in and he was said he was sitting in your driveway,
and I wouldn't let him in.
I'm sitting out front of your house and you won't let me in.
I drove 600 miles and you won't let me in.
so goofy.
Yep, too funny.
Yeah. So when you met Scott, you guys went out and had lunch or something?
Yeah, we went up to in Macedonia. We had lunch at like I don't know, Denny's or something.
Yeah. So was it weird sitting there talking to him? Was he kind of a goofy guy, or did you find
he
him
was okay? You know what? He reminded me of a lot of these guys that when we meet them in person and they're intimidated, they're expecting us to be like 1,000,000 miles an hour like we are on the show. And then when we're not and they're intimidated by it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Sheldon was when he met you.
Yeah. When I took him to the Rainbow for dinner.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Oh, you're kind of a regular guy."
Oh no, I'm a powerful man.
Yeah, well, you're powerful, but I mean, when he actually got to talking to you, then all of a sudden you were like a human being and not like the radio guy anymore.
Yeah,
and that was kind of how it was with Scott. He was like ready to be funny, and I was just like, "Hey, you gonna fucking get the fries too?"
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't a show.
Yeah, I'm not doing a bit for you here, pal.
Yeah, yeah. Be funny. Yeah, say something funny.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not doing that. How about this? Pass the salt.
Yeah. Oh, I was expecting show aching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, he was nice. I mean, he was a nice enough guy. Bought lunch. Appreciated that.
Sure. Yeah, he was just a different character,
Mm-hmm. Good guy though. I miss that guy being in our world a little bit. I wish he was.
Yeah, I wonder if you could reach out to him and find out what he's doing.
I'm sure I could. I'm sure he'd come on.
It's like, what are you doing, Scott? We haven't seen or heard from you in a decade.
Yeah, I'm sure he would come on. If he's allowed, God knows he might be all libbed up for all we know.
No, I don't think so. Do you think so?
I don't know, because he had guns and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he probably, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on where he works and what he does. He may not want to be associated with us. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah,
might be why we haven't heard from him.
He was a little bit of a loose cannon himself, though.
Yeah.
He wanted to, he wanted to be in league with us.
Yeah.
Because he liked the humor or the goofiness or the free form or the free spirited attitude that we brought to the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys say and do the things I wish I could do.
Yeah. I wish I didn't have the restrictions like you guys.
Yeah.
Well, don't.
Goddamn FCC.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he broke every FCC rule there.
Oh, I know.
When it all fell apart, he got like fined for like 400 violations or some shit.
Yeah. So funny. What a goofy. Is that rocket still around? Do you know? That
it's
was a long time ago.
Yeah, that died, I think, when that whole FCC thing went down.
Yeah, they think they shut that whole station down and revoked their license. I guess. Right?
They pulled their LP license.
Right.
That was the whole thing that made it even more funny. Was we totally got under the Rev's skin about being on a station in Oklahoma. Meanwhile, I was on a station in Oklahoma that you probably only hear for about 10 blocks.
Yeah, it's a low power FM.
Yeah, I mean, literally, you probably couldn't drive across town and hear it.
Right.
But it drove the Rev nuts.
Yeah. But the thing is that Scott wanted a bigger reach.
Mm-hmm.
So didn't he like hoist the antenna twice as high as it.
That was the start of it. Was they came in to measure the antenna, and it was like an extra 100 feet too high or something.
Yeah, exactly, because he was looking for a larger audience, a larger reach.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm just not going to pay. I'm just not going to pay attention to the rules.
Sure. And I think the thing is I think he was broadcasting a higher power too than what he was allowed to broadcast.
Probably was. Wouldn't shock me. Would it shock you?
No, not at all. It's like who's going to investigate a little radio station in Enid, Oklahoma?
Yeah, I mean, who's going to be infringed on in Enid, Oklahoma? That's the real question.
Right.
Was there another 104.7
I don't think so.
That was losing signal in Enid?
Sure.
God damn it, we're not getting any numbers in Enid. What's going on?
Isn't that where the biggest country star guy, what's his name?
Beats me. Now Jason Aldean?
No. He's been around the low places guy. What's his name?
Garth Brooks?
Yeah, Garth. Isn't he from Enid originally?
Garth Brooks, Enid. I don't know. Let's see. Well, I don't see that he's from there.
Oh, I thought he was from there.
I do see that he's played that. Dude, they're playing shows there in Enid, Oklahoma.
Enid, Oklahoma.
Garth Brooks played there. Reba McEntire played. What the fuck?
It's a country music mecca over there.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, how big? I didn't think Enid would be. Enid was big enough to host a Garth Brooks.
Sure.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Well, that's because of the power of the rocket.
Well, probably.
they grew their audience over there.
Yeah. It's funny. Too good.
Yeah, because Scott Clark was bringing in musical talent, bringing in
Tommy Two-Tone.
He brought Tommy Two-Tone in.
Yeah. That was such a fucking weird, stupid, funny.
It was a weird thing. He goes, "Yeah, we got Tommy Two-Tone out here." It's like, oh, really?
Yeah. All right, let's talk to him.
Garth Brooks was from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. Do you remember the night, dude? I know we're just memory laning right now, but do you remember the night that we just decided to call every 867-5309 number we could fucking think of?
Yes.
That was fucking hysterical.
It was just goofy.
And we just kept getting voicemails. This isn't Jenny. She doesn't live here. Stop fucking calling.
Well, the one-hit wonder that everybody remembers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember a second song.
No.
But everybody remembers that one.
Sure they do. And it prompted a lot of people to call that number.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even imagine why you would want that number. Why would anybody pay for that number? Do you think they how could you even accidentally get it?
I don't know. I guess maybe, who knows? That's just a weird phenomenon that
I'll bet you people buy it as a vanity number.
Sure.
And then regret it. Like they think it'd be fun, or they think somehow, well, I'll attach it to my business and it'll drum up some extra business.
Yeah, people just call it.
Yeah. And then they'll buy windows from you or something because you have that. And nobody's going to do that. The only reason anybody calls it is just to see who's on the other line. Nobody's going to ever do business there. No, it's stupid, but I'll bet you that's how they keep making money with that number. Too funny.
Let's see here. Let's see. When was that?
What are you looking for?
I was just looking to see when that song came out.
867, probably like 82.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But we talk about it today, and the thing is over 40 years old.
Yeah, that came out. That was
81.
That was when 80. Yeah, I was gonna say that was when I was young.
Yeah, November 16th of 81.
Yeah, there you go.
Bizarre, man. So 40 years later, we're still talking about 86753.
Yep, still into it.
Now, what kind of money do you think that Tommy Two-Tone do you think he still generates? Do you think that generated a lot of money for him?
I don't know. I would imagine. I mean, I don't think he's like Beyonce wealthy, but I think he's probably. It's been in a zillion movies.
Do you think it's a very lucrative song? Do you think he could live off of just the royalties?
I think so.
Song? Yeah,
dude. Who was that one guy that was banging? He was like 80 and he's banging the 20-year-old that had like one.
Yeah.
Don McLean.
Yeah, Don McLean.
And he only had one song.
Yeah, one big song. He had a couple of minor hits, but that's the one he's known for, of course.
I would say that the Tommy Two-Tone song is on par with that one.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'll bet you he probably makes a good living with 8675309.
Sure.
He probably goes to conventions and signs fucking phones and shit. I'll bet he does. I'll bet you anything he goes to a Comic-Con and signs rotary phones or something.
Probably.
I would.
Yeah. He's 72. He lives in Portland, Oregon, and he works part-time as a computer programmer and musician.
So yeah, he's sitting around at home, does a website for somebody, does a makes 10 grand for a $5,000 job because he's Tommy Two-Tone.
Sure.
I'll bet you he has 8675309 as his fucking call-in number.
Right.
I would. Now, if I was Tommy Two-Tone and I had a business, you better believe that would be my phone number.
Here's Snopes. Did the song Jenny produce a flood of calls to 8675309?
Yes.
Let's see here. The 1980s produced a number of one-hit wonders in the pop music arena, including the infamous Tommy Two-Tone and their 1982 hit song 8675309 Jenny. The San Francisco band led by Tommy Heath and Jim Keller didn't make much of a mark on the music world, and they likely wouldn't be much remembered now. Wouldn't be much remembered now were it not for the furor raised by their use of the particular phone number in their one memorable song, the idea of which came from Keller's musician friend Alex Call. So let's see. That's gonna blah blah blah. I was just trying to see if they had anything more about that. But yeah, it was a big deal, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we all remember it. We all remember it.
People are putting in the chat room, and I'm seeing it online too, that Tommy Two-Tone was not a guy, was the band name. The name of the band was Tommy Two-Tone.
Yeah. His name is Tommy Heath.
Tommy Heath. I just assumed that he took the name, because we even called him Tommy Two-Tone. I think probably everybody calls him Tommy Two-Tone.
And let's see here. The 1980s produced infamous Tommy Two-Tone. Yeah. And their hit. So yeah.
Had no idea until literally this minute.
Yeah, Tommy Heath and Jim Keller.
Yeah, I wonder what Jim Keller's doing now. I guarantee you he's not being mistaken as Tommy Two-Tone.
So his name is Tommy Heath. See, learn something new every day.
How'd you like to be that guy, the Keller guy? He's like the Andrew Ridgely of Wham.
Exactly.
He's like, yeah, we had a hit and nobody knows I was on it.
Right.
And Tommy Heath's net worth $6 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Good on him.
If that's actually true, good on him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Very nice.
Well, good for them.
just having that one by chance
Yeah.
thing, no, you just go, it's just kind of a fun song, and becomes a novelty, and then it becomes a, part of, American lexicon, if you will. And all of a sudden now you're reasonably well off because of it.
Exactly, dude. And really, that song would have never made it at any other time. I mean, if you think about the band, I mean, here's another one. Got the early MTV before videos really matter, because that video is garbage.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But him, what was that other guy? Our Love's in Jeopardy.
Oh,
baby.
Greg Kinn.
Greg Kinn, the Greg Kinn band. I mean, that guy probably made a good amount of money with that terrible song. And that bad video where they're in the church and the tentacles came up from the floor and pulled them under the, whatever. But there was just a bunch of those kind of bands right at the early day, the Buggles, Video Killed the Radio Star.
Yep.
All that kind of stuff, just sort of came up, it came up early, and they caught the way. If they would have, even like 2 years later, when the video cost would have been a lot, Tommy Two-Tone we never hear of.
That's true.
But because they, MTV was playing anybody that dubbed a song to a video, then Tommy Two-Tone got play.
Yep. Caught lightning in a jar.
Yep. Good for him.
Yeah.
Made $6 million out of it.
Nice. Good for him. All right. I say we take a break here now that our voices are warmed up and
all right,
we just got the goofiness out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, really.
So I'll let you pick a tune.
All right. I am going to go with our friends in Dirty Honey.
Okay.
And they put out a single, since we're talking about 80s tunes. They put out a kind of strange remaster, whatever you want to call it, of re-record of Prince's Let's Go Crazy.
Okay.
Which is actually kind of interesting. I kind of dig it. I'm not everybody's going to, but so what? We'll see who does and who doesn't and whatever. So chat room, start complaining and go.
They apparently didn't release it on Spotify.
Sure they did.
I'm looking at
Let's Go Crazy. It's a single.
I know, but they usually have the single. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, they've got it. All right. I found it. All right. Well, if you like Prince and you like 80s stuff, this is Dirty Honey paying homage to the 80s.
There you go.
So here it is. It's Dirty Honey with Let's Go Crazy exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Classic Metal Show. Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neeley and Chris. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job!